All right. So this week, what we're supposed to do is we're going to spend 5 to 7 minutes. We're each going to talk about our accountability projects. You should have already finished your either your write up or your PowerPoint. So just kind of follow that outline, and we'll go ahead with that. So unless somebody's dying to go first, I can start us off if you guys want. Anybody really want to go first?
You that works for me if you go first.
I like to get it out of the way.
No
All right.
judging.
So, my accountability project, um, it was quite an adventure. So, basically, what I wanted to do with this accountability project was to become or to be able to set priorities and live according to those priorities. Because I feel like there's a lot of things in life that are pulling us away from that. And so I wanted to have priorities, especially with church, school, and home life uh, that I could focus on and things like that. So let me figure out how to share my screen here really quick so you guys can see my project. All right, can everyone see that?
Yep.
All right. So, like I said, it was pretty much based around church, school, and home life. So I had things like, did I read my scriptures today? Did I say my prayers? And then there was more home life and health, which is, did I finish my school assignments early? Because I always find myself like rushing to finish them at the end of the day. And did I eat healthy foods? Did I show restraint in my purchases? And then home life, more like, did I take time to devote to my wife? Because she needs a lot of attention, I found out after we got married. So that was always a goal there. And then my weekly goals, did I exercise at least twice this week? Which that was really hard to do when I was still working and doing school. Since then, I've been playing a lot of golf, so that's been really easy. But did I stay within my weekly budget? And that's actually part of my monthly goal too, is did I prepare a monthly budget? So just financial health there and stability, especially not working. That's important for me. Did I make my weekly schedule for school assignments by Sunday or Monday? I kind of fudged that one. I guess I just did I make it at all? But because I found a lot of assignments falling through the cracks if I never did that. Did I prepare? So this is for my calling in church. Did I plan and prepare for the scouts? Um, did I apply for at least one job or internship? Was I patient and loving with my wife? And did I write a letter to my sister? And then my another monthly goal was, did I fast and contribute a fast offering? So we're supposed to go through the no's that we had. So my biggest problem, my biggest issues were here in reading my scriptures. It's something I'm not very good at, and especially when I'm stressed, like it's the first thing to go. And so there's a lot of no's in there. At first, I didn't do too bad. I was kind of had some spurts here and there. Um, but yeah. Then say my prayers. It wasn't very often that I didn't. I feel like I get to do that a lot enough. Did I finish my assignments early? There's some no's sporadically put in there, but for the most part, I was pretty good about it. Eating healthy foods. This one was super easy because um, we started a health challenge with my family, and so we were. It was a lot easier, a lot more motivating to be able to do that to eat healthy for that. Um, did I show restraint in my purchases? For most part, yes. There's a couple days that no, but that wasn't too hard. Did I take time to devote to my wife? Uh, yeah, kind of off and on. I tried to be good about it. Did I exercise at least twice? Like I said, that was a almost every time. There was only 1 week that there was a no, so not a big deal. I did stay within my weekly budget. That was good. I did make my schedule all but 1 week. I did plan and prepare for scouts. I never, so this is the one that I had the hardest time. I got 0 yeses on applying for jobs or internships. Um, One of the reasons is because internships, I found out the field and the place that I want to work, they start recruiting in the early winter. So I was kind of past that time, so I just kind of stopped looking, and I just never applied for a job. Was I patient loving with my wife? I tried a lot, just didn't do too bad there. Had to write a letter to my sister. No, 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 and then got better about that at the end. And then I never missed a monthly goal. Um, so mostly it was just because the no's came from just pushing things off. I kept thinking, no, I'll just do that later. I'll do that later in the week. I'll do it later in the week, and never came around to it. But that's the same kind of thing with the consequences. So the next thing is state if you followed through your consequences or not. Absolutely no. I don't think there's maybe 1 or 2 that I did follow through with the consequences, and I think that's why it kind of fell apart at the end, especially with scripture reading, because I never really uh, made myself go through the consequences. The consequences were about uh, 10 push-ups a day for a daily goal and 10-minute run for a weekly goal that I missed. And then I never missed a monthly goal, but I would have had to take my wife dancing, which I really hate, but she loves it. So anyway, so for the most part, I didn't do too bad, but the consequences I never really got around to them. I kept saying, no, that I'll just do them later, do them next week or something like that, and never got around to it. So I never did it. But one thing I did realize as I was going through this is that I was living my life in the mindset where my time gets devoted to immediate and important things. Like in that book from Stephen M.R. Covey, he was talking about how there's like 4 areas of your life, and you uh, there's like the top left is everything you do is pressing, like really important to get done right now, and it's really important to do. And so I found myself just living in that square, just like everything I was doing was either uh, super intense or not, or just fun. Like, and I just never did the things that I needed to do. Um, in the future, mostly I just need to not set such lofty goals. I think they need to be fewer and things that I'm more committed to. A lot of these things, like Josh was saying, I wanted to do a lot at the beginning, so I tried really hard. But by the end of the semester, I'd kind of forgotten about it, and I just wasn't doing it very much, and so that was kind of difficult. But I think in the future, I would just I don't know, I would set fewer goals and a little bit less lofty so that I could achieve them and then be able to build off of that momentum. As far as my effort, I would rank myself at about a 4. I wasn't really focused on this hardly at all. Um, so not the best, but I did try, and especially with the health goals, I was good and really tried hard, but for the most part, I wasn't worried about it or forgot about it most of the time. And as far as accountability goes, it was tough to be accountable, uh, and I don't know, even like having a partner didn't help it so much because it was just uh, it wasn't hard to just say no, I didn't do it, and especially if I wasn't taking the consequences, it wouldn't have mattered or it wouldn't have helped. So, um, yeah, that's everything. Any questions before we move on?
Did you get something good when you didn't restrain yourself in purchases?
Always.
Good.
New
Trips,
golf clubs?
yes. There's a reason why there's a brand new putter and a brand new wedge sitting in my bag right now.
There you go.
Hey, if it brought you
Um,
enjoyment, then there you go.
Right? Totally worth it. And it helped me get my exercise goals. So,
I was going through the beginning or the initial assignment or the initial layout of the assignment, and I read a part that talked about a requirement to have worked on this for 30 hours throughout the semester.
oh,
So I don't know. I mean, I think it looks like you have enough yeses to have been there, but I tried to find a way to track my stuff. Thank goodness I had a couple of time commitment goals, so but maybe something to keep in mind.
yeah.
Yeah. I estimated mine, sort of added it all up, and approximately blah 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 hours.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think that looked good.
I mean, it was terrible.
Pretty solid presentation.
Now I'm done with it. Now the rest of you get to do yours. So who wants to go next?
I can go next if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Cool. So this is Josh Durant making my presentation about my accountability project this semester. Kind of similar to Scott in setting my goals. I tried to focus on different aspects of my life, keeping in mind that I do work full time, go to school full time, and have a family that I take care of and have a church calling. I didn't set nearly as many goals as Scott did, but I set goals that I felt would help me change the aspects of my life that I wanted to focus on. And so I just divided mine up into two separate aspects: the physical and the spiritual. And so my first goal ended up being a physical goal, working out for 30 minutes a day, except the weekends. Second goal I had was my initial goal was to eat natural, non-processed foods for every meal. And that ended up being probably a lot of work. So I didn't eliminate the goal, but I did adjust it. I did some research into different things I could do to, I guess, strengthen my eating habits and make them better. And I read about a thing called intermittent fasting. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but basically the idea of it is to fast intermittently. So my schedule was I could eat pretty much whatever I wanted from 11 in the morning to 7 at night, but anything after 7, I couldn't eat anything, no calories at all, just water. And so I switched my goal to following that meal plan. Another goal I had ended up being more lofty, and something I couldn't do was to attend the temple once a week. And then the last thing I wanted to do was to do 30 minutes of scripture study a day. So I'll pull up my accountability tracking. So it's right here, like you can see, working out 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes of scripture study, meals I ate. Sorry, that's my 4-year-old. Wanted to say good night. So
All good.
yeah, over here, the meals I ate, I hadn't changed that yet, but I'm going to change that to intermittent fasting. And then simple once a week. So as you scroll through here, I've got a couple NAs for the weekends, and then you'll notice my no's are red and my my yeses are green. And I have way too many no's in here for my comfort level, but I did do my best to accomplish my goals. For working out, usually my biggest problems were either being sick or just having a rough day. So I usually try to go to the gym in the morning. But sometimes that just didn't work out. In regards to scripture study, I've got a couple big chunks in here. This one I think was from when my grandpa died, so that kind of distracted me a little bit. I had a kidney stone in here somewhere, and then I went on vacation, and that kind of distracted me as well. And my only time not fulfilling my eating goal was when I was on vacation, because going on vacation means you can eat whatever you want. So one I wanted to get a lot of focus on was the temple. Unfortunately, I started out strong, but kind of tailed off towards the end there. And I think I was talking about it before we were recording, but a lot of my no's are going to be attributed to the fact that I kind of set these goals without really knowing what was going to be entailed in most of my classes, and so I didn't really know how much time I was going to have to devote on anything. So not that that's really any excuse, but that's kind of the outline here. And like I said, here's the breakdown of the time I spent on at least the stuff that I could record. I ended up with 47.5 hours for the days that I did accomplish my goal. So it adds up pretty quick when you're doing stuff for 30 minutes a day. I didn't share my screen. Shoot. I'll go share my screen right now so you can at least see it. Is it sharing?
Sharing.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was pointing at a bunch of stuff. You guys didn't even get to see it. That was my bad. I felt prepared, but it wasn't really good. So I'll just kind of scroll through here. You'll see some chunks of time missing and too many no's in my tracking, but there's the total hours on my breakdown. And this one's right here is 30 minutes a day workout, scripture study, eating right, and going to the temple. So give you another look at that. And I apologize. Yeah, so that was my tracking there. So I'll stop sharing and get back to here.
How you color coded everything.
Yeah, I just did a little conditional formatting. So basically when I typed in my yes or whatever, it did whatever. It changed to the color I wanted it to. So
Yep.
So that's my tracking sheet. So I talked about the no's. In regards to the consequences, I guess I can go back and I can just tell you what my consequences were. My consequences for any of my daily goals was in regards to sports. I'm a huge sports fan. So basically, if I didn't do my daily goal, I wasn't allowed to watch sports the next day. Started off really strong with the consequence, but kind of towards the end there, I fell apart a little bit, and the temptation to watch sports was just too strong, especially because the Arizona Diamondbacks are doing fairly decent this year. So, but yeah, so it ended up being a decent consequence at the beginning. Probably could have had something a little stronger towards the end. For my weekly goals and my spiritual goals, my consequence was to, if I didn't do those things, I'd purchase a $100 gift card for my wife to any salon or spa of her choice. So it looks like I will need to purchase that for her because I did not get to the temple weekly. She's pregnant anyway, so I think she can use a day at the spa. So that probably wasn't the best choice for a consequence because I feel like I'm doing my wife a favor, but I guess I can accept it with at least some graciousness. But yeah, so that's my consequences. Here. So I do feel like I had some success in my goals and accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish, especially within regards to the eating. I've lost 20 pounds since the start of the semester, so that's pretty amazing. I've got a few more pounds to go, but I think if I can continue on the path I have been with the eating, especially if I can get back to going to the gym, working out more consistently, I'll become even more the person I want to be. In regards to doing something different in the future, I'm going to probably just try and set goals that fit more within my time frame. I know my 30-minute goals were the ones that were probably not as successful as they should have been, but I think as I kind of try and devote a few more times, especially with this summer break that we have before the next semester, I think if I can spend enough time doing my goals and accomplishing my goals and get them to be more of a habit, I can carry that forth into the semester. So what is it, the 21 days of doing something, 21 days straight, and it becomes a habit. There's more than 21 days between now and the next semester, so that's going to be my goal for the summer, is to continue working on this project. So in regards to a scale 1 to 10, I'd give myself a 5. I could have pushed a little bit harder, but I do feel I at least reached the halfway point in my efforts. I mean, ideally, we'd all be at a 10, but sometimes life just gets in the way. And then lastly, in regards to accountability, kind of similar to Scott, the accountability partners I had kind of just didn't really scare me enough to make sure I did things daily. And so I think I think something that would help is having my wife be my accountability partner, because she's right here with me and can kind of enforce more rules, I guess, more strict rules on me than somebody who I haven't even met. So, but I did have a fun time with the project. Like I said, look forward to carrying forth with it going forward. That is my presentation. Unless anybody has questions.
No, I'm question free.
Looks excellent.
Cool. Who's next?
I can go next.
Have at it.
Go for it.
Okay. So congratulations, Josh. 20 pounds is a lot.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad there's like 40 more pounds to go, but whatever.
Hey,
Yeah,
20 pounds is 20 pounds, dude.
yeah, man,
You're
you're
on
on the
your
track.
way.
That's
Yeah.
not true. It's more like 25 more to go, but still. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. So my accountability project was, well, it was good. It wasn't as good as I wanted to be because I got quite a few no's. But I already set goals before we started the semester, so I was thinking to myself, well, setting more goals is going to be tough. But I did, and I actually found that it all depends of the organization that you set in your life. I base my goals in, well, personal appearance, where I have to work out, also with my spiritual assignments in my calling. Until this last Sunday, I was the second counselor in the bishopric. Now I was called to be in the high council in the state. So I had a lot of assignments in the responsibilities in my calling at church. So I set some goals for that too. I also started a business last semester, so I also set some goals with that, and obviously for family goals. And let me see. So one of the goals that I failed the most, it was to update my accountability project daily. I supposed to do it before noon, and sometimes I did it after, and sometimes I didn't. So it was tough to update it every single day. I had 2 accountability partners, but one of them left in the half of the semester. So the other partner was, well, she was good. She reminded me once in a while to update it, but as you guys said, she wasn't as consistent to care enough for the project. Let me see if I can share the, let's see, screen share. Can you guys see my economy project?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, as you guys see, I complete my assignments on the due date. Well, I really strive to do so. There were some times that I couldn't do it as early as I wanted to, but yeah, I tried to do it because that is something that I really had problems last semester. So that was a goal that I had before. So I did pretty good, I guess. The times that I wasn't able to meet with you guys, it was because of my assignment, my responsibilities at church, or maybe because my job. Sometimes I need to get afternoons until 10 or 10:30 at night until I come back home. It takes a while. And read the Book of Mormon. I'm trying to read every single day. As I work in the temple, I have some free time during the morning, so I take advantage of that and I read it. I also have the goal to read a book, but I actually didn't read too much books this semester. I listened to audiobooks. There were some times that I didn't. So, work out for 30 minutes. I don't know if it was a goal because I really like to work out. So even though I work out this semester, I gained some pounds. So I didn't do very well with my eating habits. So I'm gonna follow your example, Josh, and take care of that too. Also, let me see. One of my goals was to help at home, and I did. So I spent some time with my kids. I tried to do that every single day. I had a spiritual goal that I set before the semester, and I put more focus on this semester as well, and I'll try to do it well. And as I told you, I have a business. It's a language academy. We teach English, we teach Portuguese, we teach French, and we teach Spanish. My business partner's name is Mitchell Ramirez. I set the goal to communicate with him every single day. I understand later in the semester that maybe I should have set the goal for talking for once a week. That was more believable than talking every single day. It was tough. And my monthly goals, I said to read the instruction manual from the church, and I did. Read the Sunday school, something that I didn't have the habit to do it, but now I do. Family home evenings, time and resources for the business. I'm doing it. I'm getting a loan very soon to improve the equipment for my business. And the dog, well, sometimes I didn't take the dog out because it was sick for like a month. So she didn't want to go out. And did I check on each organization president I am assigned to? That refers to the responsibilities. I was assigned to the Sunday school, to young men, to seminary, and also to and yeah, I try to do that every single day. I found out that, as I told you guys, everything is just about the organization. I thought I didn't have enough time to set more goals, but yeah, it's about to plan. Um, I'm planning to use this project. Well, it won't be a project anymore, but to use this type of template to check my goals. Something that it was hard for me this semester was um, trying to, well, as I told you, to update this every day. One of the a problem that I have is not to be in the computer all the time. I don't like to be in the computer all the time, especially like social media. So if I don't want to be at the computer in the temple, then I have to do my homework. I have time to be, more time for computer. So that's what I didn't update my template. Another thing that was hard, and that's why one of the reasons that I didn't want to get no's in my project is because I had to pay $25 to my wife for every no. So you can imagine it's a lot of money here in Ecuador. We also use dollars, so having quite a few no's, it would mean I for each no, man. So I tried to to take care of that. So that's basically it. I think I completed 30 hours, and I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me.
I hope your wife wasn't. I hope your wife wasn't cheering for you to your goals, so you'd pay her.
Yeah. And she got like with all the no's. So it was good for her. Bad for me.
Oh, good job, Eber. That was awesome.
Yeah. Realized you
Thank
had
you,
so
guys.
many responsibilities. A business owner, working at the temple. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah,
I feel bad for expecting
it
that
is
my
hard.
schedule was busy, but compared to that, I was sitting around most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd Bo go?
He disappeared somewhere during Scott's presentation. I'm not sure.
That was during Josh's, but
Oh, Josh's.
yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I
maybe
sent him
doesn't like
another
me.
invite just in case.
Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure the instructions are very specific about making a presentation before you can get a grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll,
Yeah, go for it.
let me flip on some screen sharing. I talk about this. Okay, can everyone this?
You're up.
Yep, we can see it.
Sweet. Okay. So I wanted to become with this project. I mean, the little sheet in the side. I want to become someone who I can consider trustworthy. I want to be someone who is good with my word, I guess. When I say something, to actually do it and not have people think I'm going to fall through. Even if that person that I'm committing to the self, I want to be responsible to myself. If I set goals, I didn't want to let myself down. So, sheet here. So, my daily goals were to kneel to pray before bed. I mean, I'm generally pretty good about praying, but I never, ever would get down to kneel and pray just because I was like, man, I'll just lay in my bed and pray. And I know, like, I don't know, there's plenty of talks, and in conference they remind you to kneel and pray and stuff like that. And I never kneel and pray other than when I was on my mission. So I thought that would be a good routine to get into. Reading my scriptures for 15 minutes or an entire chapter each day. Checking in on my accountability partners, and then a personal goal that I started about midway through the semester. That wasn't on there to begin with. Then weekly, I wanted to get to the gym 4 times a week and have an hour workout. And I needed to start making it to work on time because my work environment is pretty relaxed. And if I'm like 15, 20 minutes late, it's generally not a big deal. I'll just stay 15, 20 minutes late to make up for it. Get in really bad habits of just being like clicking snooze on my alarm forever because I was just like, whatever, I'll just stay later. I do not want to get up right now. But I made a goal for myself to get to work on time. And did I attend the temple once a month? I recently moved to Arizona, and the temple's a lot closer now. I was in Maine, and the closest temple was 3 hours, which I know is a lot closer than a lot of other places in the world, but a 3-hour drive one way, that's 6 hours of driving in one day for the temple. So it was still it was difficult. So I thought to get in a good routine of going to the temple monthly would be good. Let's see. A dry nose. All right. So I started off really strong for like the first, I think almost a month. I didn't get any nose NAs in the area where it wasn't applicable. Like 4 times a week, I would just put a yes in there when I got it. And if I knew I was going to be coming back later this week to go to the gym, I would just click NA instead of no. So I got my first no like in looks like in the beginning of May. I forgot to read my scriptures, and progressively as the semester went on, I got a little bit more lax with that. I've got another no here and there, and accountability fine print. I gave myself some leeway with going to the gym and making it to work and stuff. If I was on vacation or if I was sick, I just scribed in vacation here or sick because I wasn't going to go to the gym while I was away unless, I mean, if I could, then great, but I wasn't going to like try for it while I was on vacation. And if I was sick, I wasn't going to go. And so, I mean, I did overall pretty good. Not very many no's. I took a large stretch of vacation here. Actually, I mean, I call it vacation, but it was actually part of like one of my consequence things, which I'll get to in a little bit. And I, with myself, like almost like the first day we started these goal things, I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to the temple all the time. So I went to the temple right away. I got busy. I did not make it to the temple again this semester, and I have no's there. I was hoping that I have a friend getting married. He's getting married in August. I was hoping he'd get married this semester so I could go to the temple for his marriage and get 2 birds with 1 stone. Did not happen. So I didn't make it to the temple but once this semester. So that's something I definitely want to improve on. Consequence-wise, so my consequences, I think I set them too high. Like, I thought I was going to knock these out of the park, and then I got a little bit at the end of the semester and didn't care as much. So, anyways, so my consequences was for missing for getting 1 no in a week. Oops. So if I only miss 1 goal this entire like week, I would $20. Or I would let her log on to my Amazon and buy anything she wanted for $20 or less. And if I missed 3 things in a week, I would fly back to Maine and help my parents pack because they're planning on moving cross country and they're packing up the whole house. I ended up going back to Maine because I had a week where I had a bunch of no's in a row. Ended up going back to Maine. That's what this vacation was, because I wasn't too worried about hitting the gym while I was back there. It's helping my parents like move and pack up the house, so I was doing a lot of lifting anyways. And obviously I wasn't in work because I had to take time off. And I have not paid my sister $20 for every single no, because I don't know, I think I'd owe her like between around $200 to $300. There's no way I'm gonna pay my sister $200 or $300. But I did make a deal with her because she knew about this, and I started doing missing some of my goals, and she really wanted to go back to Maine this summer. So I told her I was gonna go back. Granted, the consequence was to go back and help my parents pack. I did want to go back, but I wasn't sure if I was be able to afford it, and so I figured I would put that in as a consequence, like, you know, regardless of whether I want to go back or not. If I miss too many things, I will go back and I'll help them pack rather than just going back and vacationing the whole time. And so I talked with my sister. She lives in California and she really wanted to go back this summer. And so rather than paying her everything outright, I flew to California, or not flew, I drove over to California. I bought her and her family dinner, and then flew to Maine with her and her baby because she didn't want to fly alone. And so we kind of compromised with that there, rather than me giving her a free reign over Amazon to buy a billion things. In the future, I think differently. I would, I don't know. Some mornings I really wanted to just sleep in so bad. And the fact that my work is relaxed about it, it wouldn't have been an issue. It was just I didn't want to pay my sister $20, so I would get up anyways. In the future, I would take that off of my goal list. If my work is okay with it, then I'm okay with it. I want to try getting back my template. I would try and do that a little bit better. I wouldn't set my consequences so high. I mean, I ended up like round trip tickets to Maine were like $450, and they were the cheapest tickets I could find. I was flying red eyes, and it was miserable. So down, because sometimes to be accounted for everything is ridiculous. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give myself 10. I tried really hard to keep up with these goals, only because I didn't want to spend the money, even though I did end up spending quite a bit of money. And went back to Maine. I'm going to say that I held to my consequence. That was a big one, pretty good. And so I'm giving myself kudos for that. And yeah, that is my accountability project. Down here, I roughly estimated how much my weekly goals would be. I said, you know, if I prayed, read 15 minutes of scriptures, checked into my accountability deck, personal goal, maybe like 25 minutes a day, and I counted up how many days I did. That came out to about 30 hours. And then going to the gym alone 4 times a week for an hour got me up to, I did that 36 times, so that got me up to another 36 hours, and a temple session of 2 hours, so grand total of 68. And yes, that was my, I guess, accountability project. Questions?
I can't believe your friend didn't reschedule his wedding to help you out.
I know. What a loser.
Congratulations, man. You did very good.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks. I wish I could have saved myself something if I would have done better, but oh well.
I think you did the best on following through with your consequences. So
Yeah. That was I'm like a vacation because I mean it's where I grew up. I got to see my family, but at the time it's kind of like a work vacation. It was unpaid, which kind of
so you live out here by yourself without your family?
Yep. I don't know. I moved out here in November into Arizona. I have some friends that are around, some really good like lifelong friends that ended up out here, and my sister lives in California, so she's relatively close. My parents are planning on going out. I don't know, North Arizona, Nevada area, but that's because me and my sister ended up out here.
Well, it's summer here. It's really hot.
Oh, it's so miserable.
Hot is an
Summer
understatement.
here, and I'm just like dying.
Yep. I keep trying to convince my wife to move to Utah.
Is she from here?
Yeah, we're both from here. My family's from here. Her family lives here, but her mom was born and raised in Utah. I'm trying to get her to go back.
Yeah.
It's too pretty up there.
Like up around like or up like Salt Lake.
I'd love to live at Point of the Mountain right there in Lehigh or Saratoga Springs. There's so much
nice.
going on there. It's crazy. It's pretty much central Utah. So.
Yep.
But anyway, I just emailed Bo to see if he was coming back. Hate for him to miss out on a grade because he didn't get to present.
Yeah.
I know. Me too.
I'm gonna go finish my write-up. So, I put my PowerPoint together before this so I could have an outline, but I need to do the official write-up so I can see that.
Nice. I noticed she mentioned in like the weekly announcements that you weren't able to upload like your Excel spreadsheet for your accountability thing and your write-up.
Oh, really?
To email her one of them, but I don't know what you guys experienced, but I was able to without an issue. So
yeah, I've never had a problem doing that. So
yeah, me neither.
So are we supposed to submit the presentation tonight?
I think it's due tomorrow.
Yeah, I think like the write-up or the PowerPoint or whatever you choose is due tomorrow at midnight Mountain Time, whatever that in zones.
But then this presentation, like us presenting, and when Scott, well, I'm assuming Scott, since you'll have the link, is there somewhere to post that so we're all accounted for as doing a presentation?
Yeah, the discussion board should
Okay.
have it.
Yeah,
I'll put it up there.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe how fast this semester went.
neither can I actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very fast.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's been super slow.
I feel like it started extremely slow, but it picked up fast. Is how I felt.
I have the opposite feeling. It was super fast for me at the beginning, and then it just dragged on the second half. But.
I guess when you work full time and you don't really have anything to do except for work and homework, it's just like all the days just go by so fast.
Yeah.
I almost didn't have enough time in each day to do my homework.
That stinks.
But just one more semester of that, and then I'll be done for good. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Graduating hopefully end of fall.
in December. I hope that's. I have to graduate in December. If I'm not going into 2018, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. I think I'll be
That's nice.
graduating like April, end of winter semester next year.
Nice.
I have one more year to go. That's too bad.
You'll make it. It'll go by so fast. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Dude,
Did,
don't,
did any of you come to the BYU Idaho through the Pathway program?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No.
Did you do the Pathway program to get into BYU Idaho?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished.
I
that.
started on campus.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I liked it.
I liked it too. It was good. I'm just glad it gives you a super cheap tuition.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I know,
definitely.
right?
Compared to the campus, oh yeah.
Yep.
And then campus is cheaper than any other university.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
Especially
true
if you're a
too.
member. I wonder, are there any non-members that go to BYU Idaho?
There are, in fact, my wife's a professor
Yeah.
on campus. She's got one person that came that was in one of her classes. It's so rare though. You
Really?
find there's maybe 20 people on campus
Really?
that aren't members. Yeah.
And by the time they
Yeah.
graduate, they're probably ready to get baptized.
I actually went to a baptism my first semester up here of somebody that was the case. They came, didn't know anything about the church, and then they just joined because they were here, you know.
That's interesting.
I
I
mean, you
know.
read half the announcements that teachers send out, or half the assignments have you read something from the Ensign or scriptures, or
Yeah.
Right. And to have to take the religion courses and not be at LDS, you'd be like,
Yeah.
what the
Not to
Book of
mention
Mormon?
Yeah.
What?
on campus, like
Mormon.
the requirement to go to church, like you have to be active in order to get your endorsement. So
yep.
they have to come to church.
Oh, that's right, endorsement.
Forgot about that. You know, I actually might. Now that I think about it, I might go change my my goals to the scripture study is being done, because every time I do homework, I'm doing scripture study, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a religion class, I would 100% count that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even talking about my religion classes. more than half of my assignments for some of my classes are read this engine talk, or
Wow.
Oh yeah. Had a assignment like that, I counted it as my or reading or whatever for the day. My daily dose of spiritualness.
there you go. Well, I'm not hearing from Bo, so I don't know how long we want to hang out.
No, I don't think it's coming back.
Did anybody get? Did we ever pass out phone numbers? I don't think we did.
There was something at the beginning of the semester. I think we emailed. I don't
At
know.
like the very first week or so. I don't know if I
We can write it
have
down
those
here.
emails anymore.
Yeah. Just put your phone number in the. Or are we looking for his?
Yeah, I was just gonna see if he passed his out.
Yeah, that's true. Because we did at one point.
No, a different email chain at one point, and I think I deleted the one that had everyone's numbers in it.
There's mine. There's Alex Huber. Yeah. He didn't reply. Bo didn't often reply to these emails.
No. It's unfortunate. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of digits, Huber. How many digits is that? That's more than 10.
Yeah, well, the 593 is the area code.
Oh, gotcha.
Mhm. Are you all majoring in business management?
I am.
um, yeah, with an emphasis in finance.
I'm
Okay.
majoring in accounting with a minor
Okay.
in business management.
Nice.
Nice.
My emphasis is entrepreneurial management.
Yeah, so am I.
So
Entrepreneur.
I know what your guys' plan was. I know when I signed up online, it only let me choose entrepreneurial management, and so I called up like the the advisory people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's like the default, but we can change it from here." And I had them change it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm not doing that because then I'd probably have to take in more semesters. But
Yeah, for sure.
But I changed it. I don't know. Oh, and everything up to this point all counts for my major. It was the only classes that were different were like there were only like a 3-class difference.
oh, that's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, so interested in changing. I don't think it would be full time. I don't know if you've done the classes required, but how it worked out was the entrepreneurial management classes that I had taken up to that point all counted for like different elective type course options that you can take during the finance route. And there were only like 3 major finance classes that I actually needed to take to get the finance major.
Sweet.
Nice.
Did you have to take I think it's B283, small business creation?
That was a good one. I like that one.
You like that one? That work.
I did.
That workload was terrible.
Really?
Was that one where you could choose a different, like there was a few different options?
No,
You're
that's
supposed
more
to
of a
create a
cost.
business with $20, I think, and
Yeah.
then you need to work with that project during the whole semester, and you needed to get $100 and then donate those $100.
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, that was fine. The project was fine, but to have a semester-long project and then it felt like more than for multiple weeks had like 2 case studies, a journal entry,
Well,
and a
yeah.
review. Like
Sometimes
it was just a
it was
lot
heavy.
of work.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of work. That's right.
It was a lot of work. I was pulling my hair out this semester doing it. I talked to one of the advisor ladies one time, and she found out I was doing full-time classes and taking that. She's like, "Holy cow, how are you surviving?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I've heard that 283 class is a doozy." I was like, "You're hearing that?"
I don't have taken that class. Thank goodness.
Have you ever taken business fundamentals?
Which one's that?
It's Capsin.
Oh, the
Did you hear
captain.
about Capsin?
Yeah, I did. I did that one.
Yeah. I didn't like that one.
That was a tough one too.
It was
Oh,
it was
I
very
enjoyed
tough.
that class.
Really, I didn't like it at all.
Oh,
So far, the only
was
one
hard.
I haven't really enjoyed is the 283. I mean, the topics are cool and the subject content is fine. It was too much work, I thought. For a 200 level class, I was like, that's a 400 level class, sure, but
Yeah, it was tough.
learned a lot. So, well,
Yes.
I think we've been hanging out for about 15 minutes. I don't know if he's coming back.
Yeah. I think if he emails us back and wants to meet really quick and present or something, he can post a video and we can check it out. But
yeah.
Yeah, it's getting late up in Utah and Idaho, and I'm sure where you are, Uber?
What, 11 o'clock? They're in Ecuador.
Yeah, it's 11:15.
Yeah.
Still got some homework I need to work on. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.